14 podcast. Folks, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, backs against the wall, chance to win a series, and this team folds like a cheap Canadian Tire, no free ads tent. JR, how are you doing? Clean shaven. What's going on here? You look so different.
Sometimes you got to change things up. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been clean shaven. Sometimes you need a reset. The Jays haven't been doing well, so just a complete reset. That's what it is after a game like this.
We've been resetting forever now. It's like when you were playing MLB and your team's losing, so you quit the game so nothing gets saved and you just get put right back into it. That's what I keep doing in my mind with the Toronto Blue Jays. Avery, what's up, man?
Nothing, tough one again today. Yeah, just a weekend, man. Had a good time Saturday.
How was the date? The listeners are dying to know. Is there going to be a second one, or was that already a second one?
No, it wasn't a second one. We talked.
She had a good time. She seemed like she had a great time. I met her, lovely lady, very lovely lady.
I had a good time as well. She came back. Unfortunately, met my parents when she came back already.
Wow.
That was just like by accident, but
Wait, was she at your house and she met your parents?
Yeah. So it's like, okay, you're gonna see the parents when it happens. I was like, yeah.
You gave her a warning. No.
I was just like, sorry about that. She's like, no, that was fine. I like.
You should have told your parents to stay in the room.
We both like drove into the driveway same exact time.
Oh. Did your parents did they know something? Like, did they know that was going to happen?
No. Fuck no.
So they were just like, oh.
I was just like, so my thing was, I knew they were playing golf early. So it's like, all right, we can just like get out. You won't have to see him at all.
Did you stay in Toronto?
No, I was back at home. I didn't, I drove home.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, we'll go home, whatever, stay here. And then in the morning, they're gone. So it's like, okay, you never have to see him. It's perfect. And then as soon as we get there, it's just off. All right, well, this is what's going to happen now, I guess. So,
hey, never too early to meet the Runts. Why not?
Why
not the first date?
She's not someone I was like worried about them meeting. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. She's a great girl. I wish you could say the same about the girl I was with, but
yeah, Jerry, you're gonna need to stay on this, Jerry. We got a lot, like some extras to talk.
Holy shit, man! So wait, you guys were both with a girl?
I don't want to talk about what I was with, but yes, we were both with.
So we ended up going to dinner.
Double date.
We ended up going to dinner together.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
And
oh my god. That must have been just all time.
I won't release or anything.
And then we went our separate ways. I'll just say that.
We just had way two separate different nights.
Yes, we did.
But yeah. So you had a great night, Abe. Huh? What time did you get back?
It was like 11, probably. It wasn't
okay. So you weren't out there for that long, I guess. Eh?
No, but it was nice to go because we saw you guys. Went back to Alto's place, obviously after the game. That's kind of where we congregated and. Seeing those guys again.
You reunited with the Spadina boys.
Yeah, for the first time since we still have a lot to talk about. So it was nice to see.
Were they trying to get you to get after it? But
no, because they were also going separate ways as well.
Yeah, they were going to a concert, and then I was supposed to go to Theo Vaughn, and like I said, Night had other plans for me. But yeah, no, it was awesome game, awesome day to go, and
Saturday was a great day.
Shout out my guy Jeff, man, for the tickets. He always hooks me up with that. So he just texts me whatever series you want. Like, just let me know what game you want to go to, and the tickets are in my inbox in like 5 minutes. It's fucking crazy.
And then Zach was the guy who got me my tickets. So
yeah, just electric stuff. I love the Game 14 Nation, man, are always riders. Listen, I see the hate we get and stuff like that every once in a while. If people are like, how do you take those guys seriously? Fuck you. But just electric stuff, and it's awesome to see. So let's go into some of the stuff. I'm just gonna present you some facts. Since May, the Toronto Blue Jays are 53-50. That's a clear example of kind of what this team is. And I'm not trying to be that negative guy. It's a 103 game sample size. So you can at one point or some point pretty much say like, this is what they are. But is this what they are, Avery? Are they just mid? Like that's what that record says. Like if you eliminate that April, they're just a mid base. Like 53-50 is very, very mid. That's actually the definition of mid, actually.
Yeah, I wonder what the Rays record kind of is in that after a certain time, because they've done a nice little free fall, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
53-50 over
103 game.
That's more than half a season. Like, it's April kind of, I guess, the outlier. You hate to say it. I'm just kind of disappointed in it because it seems like today was the day where everyone else felt like super disappointed. The team watching them play. Obviously, it was a fine game going up until like the 11th inning. And then after that, it's just a tough ice cream truck just in the background. You guys are going to hear that.
I can't hear it.
Okay, perfect.
I can't hear it.
But no,
I want to go get a slushie. Go ahead.
Yeah, nice little twist cone wouldn't be a horrible thing. It's fucking right out here. If you guys
eat your pain away, brother. That's the only way to do it.
I don't know how to feel. Kind of just disappointed at this point.
Yeah, it's just
is it time to say it? I've started thinking about my plans for the first weekend of October.
Yeah, I am too. I'm just starting to think like, what do we go from here? But the only thing that's kind of keeping me afloat is how ass the Texas Rangers are. I mean, they suck. They are really bad. I mean, today, 3 innings, they went 3 extra innings. They didn't score a run in 3 extra innings. Like, that's the only thing keeping me afloat is that those 3 teams are going to start like battling against each other, and they're going to start beating each other, and it's going to be like kind of eating from within. I don't know if that's the actual word, but the Jays are going to have this easy stretch while Texas and Astros and Mariners are going to start playing each other, where it's kind of like, okay, maybe we could sneak in here, but this isn't a fucking World Series team. Like, it doesn't matter. You get into the playoffs, whatever, but like, this offense is just catastrophic, man.
There's too many wheels in this thing that need to turn it on. And I don't think they can all do it in the same month.
Like, expecting 6 hitters to get hot all at the same time is just asking for the world, unless you're the Atlanta Braves, obviously. But asking for like 6 hitters to go on like Linsanity runs is wild. You can't, like, that's just unsustainable. It's unrealistic, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, I'm trying to say it's just like there's an easy part of the schedule, but sooner than later, at some point, like, these games are running out. I mean, we're this week it's going to be September, and we're 2.5 games out of a playoff spot. And I know a lot of things can change, so that's why I'm kind of staying a little bit more optimistic than most with this. But fuck, this is so bad to watch, especially when you have your backs against the wall, man. Like, today's game was the clear dictation and clear example of what this season was like. They pull you back in, they're dead. They pull you back in, they're dead. Chance to step on their throat, chance to put them on the ropes, and you don't do shit. Like the Chapman at bat, second, third, 1 out, extra innings. Your pitcher gets a 0 in the 10th. You don't score a run. It just, that's the clear, like, that's the season in a nutshell, right? Like, that's what this has been.
Yep, I agree. Jerry, you texted us more about baseball this weekend than you had the entire season combined, I think.
It's because I got easier access to the games now.
MLB TV?
Yeah. So I can watch. What's good though is like, because the time difference here is great, right? So at night I just throw on like the Texas game. But I mean, the Mariners, the difference between like the Mariners are just, I mean, there's just no way we beat the Mariners. I mean, they're just having fun and making it look easy at this point.
Yes.
They have a certain right-handed bat that's going nuclear again.
Yeah. That's the difference between us and them. It's like, feels like the Mariners are making this seem so easy. Like, when's the last time we've actually dog walked a team?
I guess Saturday's game.
Yeah. Like today when we're up 5-1, like, you know, it's got to be, we got to just pounce, right? Like, but like, Texas is like, they have a hard schedule, and people are right. Like, that 4-game series at the end of the year is probably going to dictate our season.
Yeah. Against
like,
the
that's
team
a
that we're
huge
battling.
Series. That's a huge fucking,
because it also dictates the tiebreaker with them, right?
So really? Wow.
Yeah. So if the Jays win that series, they have the tiebreaker against them. So that's massive. I know it's still so far away, and we can maybe look back on this and be like, fuck, we were idiots for getting mad about this, but we have every right to be mad, man. Like, this product is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just
it feels like we're pushing this weekend. Ugh, it's just weird. Also, just like it's just such a kick in the like Davis playing so well. Like, just why wouldn't John Schneider just play him? I mean, the offense has seen some terrible stretches, and he still wouldn't play him. And then he's like, when the reporters have to say, like, is he going to be in the lineup? Just like, I mean, that's pretty much essentially like, that's pretty much essentially a fuck you.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was fucking outstanding this weekend. He's like this. I mean, some of these games we probably wouldn't have been like in. We wouldn't have had a shot if he wasn't like in the game.
I don't think they win that Saturday game if he's not there. I mean, he pretty much produced everything on Saturday himself, as well as today. I guess technically today he was pretty much the entire offense. But before we go into the Jays talk and breaking down the series game from game, I got to talk about this camera angle that Sportsnet does. This is the clear definition of just trying to do too much. And our listeners know what I'm talking about, right? Avery, everyone knows the camera angle I'm talking about. The one behind home plate, down and outside apart, like behind the hitter. No one wants to fucking see this. Like, no one cares about this camera angle. Maybe I'm in the minority, but this camera angle is so dumb. You just see the hitter's ass and their shoes and the catcher and the umpire. You don't see shit. And they did it again today on like a pass ball. It was, Avery. And
no,
we're like,
it was a strikeout in a huge spot where I think it was Will Brennan at the plate and Romano was on the mound.
Yeah.
And he swung and missed over a slider. And you and I both watching same time didn't know what the fuck happened on the play. I thought it was an okay angle for the David Schneider home run, but like that's a replay angle. Do not show me that in a big spot ever, please.
Yeah.
Like they do it in the NHL too. You know that angle in power play? They like go behind the net, and it's like the worst fucking view ever.
It's like you're just doing too much. I don't get the point of it. Like I don't get the point of doing this camera angle that no one asked for when you have it so like the center field angle is just perfect. Just leave it there and then show the replay at this angle. Why do you have to do it live action there?
So I think the David Schneider home run was actually cool from that angle.
But that's a cool replay angle.
But that the chance of that happening, if someone hitting a bomb on the one pitch you do it every 15 batters in a game, was they just got lucky and now they're just trying to get after it again. When they did it today, I lost my mind. I hated every second of it. So I'm out on that camera angle. As not a camera guy, just show me the game, please, especially in a big spot.
Yeah, terrible. But another guy we got to talk about before we go into the series again is the guy that continues to keep stealing the show is Santiago Espinal. Where are we at here with this guy, man? Our guy Nene Takes posted a stat, and on contending teams, listen, I'm not gonna read the stats. I don't know what it is. It's like way too long to read. It's a fucking Bible verse. But he is the third worst player on contending teams in baseball. It goes Rowdy Tellez, Casey Schmidt, and Espinal. I think it's a WAR stat. I think it might be WAR. But what do we do with this guy? Because clearly, and I know maybe Bo Bichette might be injured for the next week or so. I don't know what's going on with Bo Bichette, but Espinal just does nothing right. He literally does nothing right. He's like the worst player on this team by a substantial margin. And I know it's not really the same position, but he takes the bat out of David Schneider's hands, right?
Yeah, if David Schneider could play shortstop, Espinal probably wouldn't have a spot on this team. Because ever since DeYoung was gone, there's who else can play shortstop on this team? Like, you don't want to watch Biggio play shortstop.
Ernie Clement?
Yeah, I guess.
Ernie Clement is better than Espinal. That's not even a hot take. He's better than Espinal.
I mean, hey, look at his numbers this year. You can't disagree with that. Look at his numbers in the big leagues, 800 hitter or something stupid like that.
Yeah, he's buzzing.
Yeah, I think just the position is the only reason he's still here. And him being Bo Bichette's roommate, right?
Yeah, like best bud.
It's tough to take away a guy you haven't paid yet. He's like, okay, maybe you go into contract talks. Like, yeah, whatever. You just gassed my best friend, the guy I live with. I know it's a business and eventually he'll learn to deal with that and it will happen. But I think people might start passing him by as of next spring training.
I have a crazy stat that just actually came across my Twitter timeline. This is wild. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has 20 home runs this year. He is the first Blue Jays player to reach 20 home runs this season, but the Toronto Blue Jays having 8 players with 10 plus home runs is the second most in the American League. Is that crazy?
Who has the most?
I don't know. I just saw that the Jays are the second most. It's probably the fucking like Rangers, I'm assuming, maybe, right? Rangers had a lot of home runs.
That's probably where I'd go.
Yeah, but it's just like that's just this. Every single stat points to the Jays being good offensively, but they're not. Like they're just not with runner scoring position.
Yeah, the only stat, runners in scoring position.
That matters, right? That matters.
Well, you can hit home runs. You can hit 2-run bombs forever and win baseball games. As long as the runner's on first base and that not count towards runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
But they don't lead the league in home runs, that's for sure. And yeah, such an odd season. Like, because I'm in the spot where I don't think this team was constructed poorly.
Me neither. I don't.
I think this is a well-constructed roster, and like, hats off, good job on constructing it. It's just the best guys. I don't like to say it all the time, man. Like, people get unlucky. It's fucking baseball. You can get unlucky for a full season. It's just unfortunately how the things go. And the Blue Jays are in a drought where they're going to be unlucky this whole entire season, and that just translate at the end of the day to them being bad when it matters. So
very bad when they matter. Very bad. I mean, the numbers are there for you, right in front of your face.
Do I think this team can have a better record if we run back the season from the start? Yes, 100%. Do I want to run back the same roster next year? Probably not.
Okay, let's do a list. Who are
we
four
kind of
guys?
Did it. We kind of did it last time, right?
I know, but who are 5 guys though you don't want to watch? Like you're done with watching on this team. I think Matt Chapman has to be one.
Chapman love defensive side. It's just the at bats have gotten tough to watch.
We won't even say a top 5. I think we could just say a 10. Like he's the consensus. I mean, a guy that has so much potential, so much promise. Not able
he was
to
actually
hit.
The best hitter in the world in a month this year, and now he hits 7 on a team that can't score runs.
Which is he hits behind Kevin Biggio pretty much sometimes.
He hits behind David Schneider, who doesn't fucking play weeks on end.
That's where the Matt Chapman experience, or the Matt Chapman is YJs and all the burners call him. It's bad. I mean, dude, it's just I've never seen something like this where a guy his playbook is you throw him middle and he can't hit it. Is this the only guy in baseball like this? It's crazy. Like today, or like this entire weekend, it was just like someone tweeted a pitch sequence on Matt Chapman. I think it might have been today. 4 pitches in the middle of the zone, all strikes, fouled off strikes, or missed or whiffed strikes. It's crazy.
Would you rather take Matt Chapman hitting 250, whatever he does, or a 3 true outcome player in Schwarber, Gallo, Muncy? Like a guy who hits 190 but launches nukes.
I think I'm taking Schwarber,
but all those guys have good walk rates. I don't think Chapman has a good walk rate. So.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think I'm taking a Kyle Schwarber-esque guy over Matt Chapman. Is that like I might get roasted for that? But
no. Like those guys are valuable. There's a reason that they still are in the lineup all the time. It's just they probably don't get as many hits like when you need them, and they come up often in situations with runners on, and you're hitting 185. You're not getting a lot of hits all the time.
Yeah.
So I think those are like frustrating players to watch again because they're so talented. So I don't think we can loop Matt Chapman into the 3 true outcome players like that. But yeah, I think it's. What about you, Jer? Would you rather watch Chapman or those home run, strikeout, walk guys?
I think we just need like the home run guys. Like our defense is good, like
very
really
good.
Like Chapman is like at this point. He's just like, I mean, he's so bad. Even just like consistently, like just being a good hitter, you know. And it's nothing against his defense, but his defense obviously as he's probably having one of his more down years, I'd say. I don't know if the analytics are saying that. That's just from a bird's eye view. But I mean, the Jays just need some like an extra big boy, especially since Vlad like isn't really like you're looking across the field today. Like Jose Ramirez is like, I mean, he's phenomenal. Like he puts that team on his back. Like and
if only
his
he was our
out,
third
even his
baseman.
Oh
outs,
my
he's just
God.
barreling the ball. Like it's crazy. Like he's just like every at bat that guy's competing. It's like you could say Bo is like there, but like Bo is also has terrible stretches where like he's not even touching the ball. But I mean, looking at like Jose Ramirez, it's like fuck. Like imagine if Vlad like played like that. Like I mean, just consistently barrels balls. Like yeah, we need people that can put when they put bat on ball, they fucking crush the ball.
Like, let's look at Matt Chapman splits here. 372 in April, 202 in May, 200 in June, 247 in July, 197 in August, hitting 221 since the All-Star break. I mean, this isn't just a bad stretch. This is embarrassing. Like, this is a guy that people were bringing up MVP in April. There was MVP discussions about this fucking guy. He was on the charts, tweeted by Major League Baseball, like MVP fucking race, obviously. There's like the best hitters in the league. Now he's like literally, he's a guy that has he's putting up Kevin Newman numbers. I saw this tweet today. Like he has the same WAR, or he has the same batting average or batting stats as Kevin Newman since May. Like it's terrible. So I don't know. It sucks to say because he's so good defensively, but I'm fine with never having to see him play for the Jays again after this year, man. Sorry, Bat Boy.
But I think it like obviously he has a lot of value defensively, and he can hit. I think it helps with his team ERA, or he helps the team ERA below making some of those plays. But like,
yeah, I think when
let's bring Breivik
Chapman,
Valera back to play third base.
Remember when we got Chapman, he was like, our defense was like terrible when we got Chapman. It was kind of like he was going to be the anchor. And then now it's almost like, okay, let's start getting people that can hit into the our lineup, which I wouldn't think enough I would never think that we would be in a situation like this. That it's like we need more people that can hit for our lineup and not about defense.
Yeah, so he started making some. What was it, Saturday? He booted a ball. Friday, he might have booted one where it just like seems to be spiraling, kind of
when he's pushing. That's what happens when you're struggling. You start pushing, right? Like it sucks, but that's usually what happens. But let's go into that Friday game, man. I mean, our guy Seabass is struggling a little bit here, man. He's giving up the long ball. Avery, I don't know if you could pull up some stats or what his baseball savant is saying or stuff like that, but what's going on with our guy Seabass? Like, are they spitting on pitches, or like why is he giving up the long ball so much here, man? I mean, he gave up 2 home runs on Friday. 2 home runs Friday. He's given up a home run in 6 straight games. Not great. Where are we at with this? I mean, the walks a little bit up now too. Like,
yeah, the peripherals don't look great. He's still like giving up, not that hard contact, but tough time getting people to chase on some stuff right now. His walk rate is in a fine spot, but I kind of want to see where his home runs per 9 has been kind of his whole career. Because again, we've never really watched too much Chris Bassett.
I wasn't an athletics fan when he was there, so I never really got to see that much of him. But
okay, let's go. So besides 2016, he is running the highest home run to fly ball percentage ratio, whatever you want to call it. So of fly balls he's given up, 14% of them are going for home runs. That's the worst he's ever had. Left on base percentage, pretty low for him as well compared to last year. Again, home runs per 9, 1.43 home runs per 9. The only time he's had that worse, 2016.
Yeah, I know the dimensions of the ballpark might play a little bit of a factor into that as well, where he's playing it now.
It seems to matter for every other team but us.
Yeah,
they come in here and it's like, okay, dinker into the bullpen.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It takes us 100 innings to hit a fucking fly ball into a bullpen.
But it just, it's. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's like your pitcher could go 9 innings, 3 runs, and you still lose that game on Friday, man. And you scored 2 runs off of Tanner Bibby or Bibby. It's like, I don't know, man. That's just, you could chalk that up to Seabass. The bullpen came in, only gave you 1 run in 4 innings, did what they had to do. But fuck, man, 2 runs off of a rookie pitcher again. It's like, that's the kryptonite of this team. It's like, you throw game 1 of the playoffs, they make it, just throw a rookie in there.
Yeah. Major league debut. Who was that Mariners pitcher?
Hancock?
No,
Emerson
not
Hancock?
Hancock. It was like some Easton guy threw against the Jays and
he had no hitter going into the 6th.
Yeah. It's like, who like some non-prospect, I'm pretty sure, just shove it down. So if you want to beat the Blue Jays, put your like 15th ranked right-hand pitching prospect in the game, they will strike out 12 times.
Yeah.
And Tanner Bibby's a good arm. Like, he's not like, he's got great numbers too. Gavin Williams better pure stuff, but Bibby's also really good.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I mean, it just seems like every single team just has an unreal pitching prospects coming out of their fucking ass from everywhere, besides the Blue Jays. But I will say this though, the bright spot from that game on Friday, man, Bowden Francis he's legit. He's here. I mean, this is a guy, 1.93 ERA, 0.79 WHIP. He came in the game in the 9th, punched out the side. This is a good pitcher. This is a guy that's moving up my depth chart of guys that I could trust. He's probably moved ahead of Jay Jackson. No respect to Jay Jackson, who was really good for a while there.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Jay Jackson thing to add. We'll go back to Bowden as well. That he's going through some real tough shit. Like, he's just going through a tough time with life off the field. Kind of sucks. It was really good for him when things were going well on the field. So
yeah, but when it goes bad, it's like it's going real bad.
Yeah, I hope the 2 things don't start to mix for him too bad. So definitely think about Jay Jackson all day I have to go through.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, yeah, Bowden Francis is incredible, Dave. I mean, I don't know what his if he's really good at like advanced analytics wise, but he's is a guy,
dog, man.
What?
He's just a dog at this point.
He really is. And I kind of like him more than Jordan Hicks, man. This Jordan Hicks guy is like, fuck. He gave up a nuke to Jimenez on Friday. His ERA's up to 3.83 with a 1.41 WHIP with Jordan Hicks. Like, I hate to say this, but I'm kind of fine. Are you fine with Jordan Hicks playing for the Blue Jays next year, Avery? Like, where are you at with them? I mean, he is like, if the money's right, maybe, but it's like, this guy is such a goddamn roller coaster up there. I don't know what I'm going to get.
That's exactly what the Cardinals fans said too, right?
Yeah.
Our guy Landon said, yeah, I love him. He's super talented, but you never know what you get with him. Bowden Francis, 92nd percentile fastball spin.
Really?
So it's definitely helping him be successful, but he's like an expected ERA of 4.04 compared to his 1.93. But Bowden has been, I mean, whenever we've kind of leaned on him, he's been good as well. I was almost thinking at that point where he was up from Manoah that he could have been stretched out, like as
a starter.
He'd been that good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hated that.
I almost don't think the worst thing for him is trying to be a starter again. It might hurt him next year, but at some point injuries will happen to your starting rotation. I think he can be an okay starter.
Yeah, let's go into the Saturday game though, man. I mean, that was the bright spot of the series. 8 runs. Hyun Jin Ryu is what more could you say about this guy? I mean, this guy is insane. He shoves, Avery. Ryu shoves. He is a bad man. And right when the Jays need him, and I'll say this, the Jays defense fucked him over.
Oh yeah, that was bullshit.
That was fucking bullshit. Chapman at third, Espinal at short, back-to-back errors when he gets ground balls to get you out of the inning, and you botch 2 fucking baseballs. It was terrible. But Ryu worked his way around it, obviously. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, no walks. And watching it, I guess you were behind the plate, so you got to see it more. I was a little more to the right. He's just pitches. Like he just navigates a strike zone and uses what he's good at to get guys out. He's not going to overpower you. It's kind of like Mark Burley-esque, where it's like
it's exactly that.
It's just like he just navigates the zone, and the hitter knows what's going to come. It's a little mix, and they just are late on it or early on it or have no clue. They don't even swing at it. It's awesome. He's absolutely incredible, Ryu. 2.25 ERA.
It's old school baseball, unfortunately, for some people. And that's why stat nerds, Twitter guys are going to be like, okay, he doesn't stand a chance throwing whatever. You got to forget, like, baseball is a game of hitting the ball that's presented to you right in front of you. And Ryu can get people out, and he always has. I don't know who else I'd be happier for than him again. It's just he goes out there. You think, oh, this could be the one where maybe it blows up on him. But I don't think he hides his pitches really well, of course, because people have the worst swings of all time. He throws that breaking ball that's 50 miles an hour. People just swing over the top of it. And it's just like, how is this guy doing? He's throwing like 84-mile-an-hour fastballs at some points yesterday. And he shoved it down their throats like he's done time and time again. So I very much enjoy watching Ryu pitch. It is so different than what we see with all of our other guys. Maybe it's a little Chris Bassett-esque with all the pitches, but Bassett's 94, Ryu's 89. You can get to it.
Yeah, it's awesome. But it was a David Schneider show again, man. It makes me angry seeing a guy, especially what has to get noticed is the fact that this guy doesn't play for a week and he still competes in the batter's box with no in-game reps for a week. He's cold for a week. He's on ice for a week. And he comes in first at bat of the game and just fucking launches to give the Jays the lead. Absolutely insane what this guy is able to do. I can't even really say much more. It's a run that I've never seen someone go on before. It's insane. It's awesome. And I'm just happy it's happening to a guy who you least expected it to happen to, a 28th rounder who continues to just be a spark plug for this offense. You saw it today as well, obviously. And a guy that just, when you need something to happen, he's stepping up instead of the big dogs. It's wild. It's wild. And he's hitting elevated fastballs now.
Yeah, you need to run this guy until he doesn't go anymore. Like his little Linsanity run, hopefully it's sustainable. He's the fucking best guy ever. But like it does no good with him on the bench. Like let's run him until teams figure him out. They thought they figured him out. High fastballs, maybe the higher velo guys still will have his number with the fastballs at the top of the zone. But he's the only one who goes out there and just fucking smacks dingers. Like I would love to give you all the advanced analytics. He goes out there and he fucking balls. It's like old school Vladdy, man. He gets up there. It's like, okay, maybe some bad things will happen, but I guarantee he's going to fucking put a good at bat on this, and he's going to get an extra base hit. What did he have? 2 extra base hits again today? Big spot. Maybe some things would have been different in the game based on who was in substitution-wise.
Yeah.
He had to come out, which I think late in the game, Jano double, you take him out. I know we're not talking about the game, sorry, but I just can't stop thinking about that. Some of the changes we made. David Schneider, fucking run him. Put him out there every single day.
I want him playing, and I said this. I will storm Rogers headquarters like it's the Capitol building if this motherfucker is not playing every single day for this team. And the thing is, it's when he's like struggling like he was for what, like 2 games it was. He was like 1 for 15 or whatever. He's still stringing together good at-bats. Like he's still getting the 3-2s, 3-1, stuff like that. It's not like an Espinal at-bat or a Chapman at-bat where it's like 0-2 count, immediate strike 3. It's it. Like he battles. Like Dr. Internet says.
It wasn't a Paul DeYoung at-bat.
Yeah, it wasn't a Paul DeYoung at-bat. It's just, it's just what this guy's able to do. And he's like, this offense spiraled after that, man. I mean, they score 8 fucking runs. I think Logan Allen's not even that bad either. I think he's a good pitcher. I like Logan Allen. Yeah, so it's just like, it's crazy. I mean, it just, they tried to blow that game though. I will say that.
Really hard.
They really, really tried to blow that game. It was never easy. I mean, they were up 5-1, then it goes 5-3, and then the Jays finally got away with 3 runs in the 7th, thanks to Babe Schneider again. But we talked about this last podcast, man, and this is another guy that's been really heating up for the Toronto Blue Jays. Is this Dalton Varsho character, folks? This motherfucker, he is raking. It's a little late, but he's fucking raking.
It's like Bo saving his numbers from last season just in the last month.
Yeah, it is. He's hitting 280 in his last 15. That's all you can ask for with Dalton Varsho because he's so good defensively. And you actually said this to me at the game on Saturday, Avery. Watching him live track pop flies or like line drives is like watching a dolphin jump out of the wall. It is absurd what this guy, how good he is defensively. He gets to baseball so fucking fast. It's insane.
He made a play maybe Friday night on a ball that was hit in on the barrel, so it looked like it was right at him. Dalton Varsho just broke in right away. He knew where it was, made a running play. He's like, Lourdes doesn't make that play at all. I know it's been fucking years since he's been gone, but of course he doesn't make that play. There was a Jose Ramirez big spot, maybe second, runner on second base, 2 outs, I believe, and Ryu was pitching, and there was a Jose Ramirez liner into center field. Ball was hit on a fucking rope. Dalton Varsho, crack of the bat. He's there. Might have been a sliding catch, or he just ran in and made a sick play. Like, incredible defensively. Gold Glove. I don't know where they're going to give it to him, but based on his value in the outfield, he should just win like best outfielder award almost.
Like, would he win the left fielder? Maybe. Would he win?
Kwan's really good in left field, right? And then Kiermaier's really good in center because Dalton Varsho hasn't accumulated enough defensive runs saved at either to be better than them. But
so you think it's Kiermaier's going to win the Gold Glove?
But combined for where he plays, he has more defensive runs saved than those guys.
Okay, so you think Kevin Kiermaier is going to, it's like not a shoo-in, but he's probably going to win the Gold Glove?
He's the center field guy, and then I believe Kwan is the left field guy as of right now, but Varsho has more defensive runs saved than both of them. It's just combined because of him playing left.
He plays everywhere. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, he's been a guy that's been heating up. That Saturday game, I mean, Eric Swanson comes in, gets hurt. Man. Fuck. That's just a product of being overworked, though, man. His back hurt from, you can arguing from carrying the team and the bullpen, to be honest. Right when I saw him point to his back after he threw that pitch, I was like, this can't be fucking good. And they immediately put him on the 15-day IL. So Chad Green, where are you at, brother?
Chad Green, welcome to Toronto.
Chad Green threw back-to-back appearances, I think, today and yesterday, and went scoreless. He's still, like I keep repeating on this podcast, he still has yet to give up a run in spring training, or not spring training, in his rehab appearances. I cannot fucking wait to see this dude pitch. Yeah. Like, throwing this dude in that bullpen, and I hate to say it, but obviously Bowden France is probably going to be the odd man out now.
Well, no, they roster
September call-up. Yeah. Okay. But it's gonna rock. So Eric Swanson gets injured. Tim Mesa comes in, looked great yesterday. And the Silver Fox is back. 2 innings, scoreless, no hits, 2 strikeouts. Did what he had to do in a blowout game. So shout out to Silver Fox and Bo Bichette 2 for 5. It was a fun game to watch. It was a fun game to be an attendance for. It was a fun game to watch. Thank fucking God. We got to see that. But anything else to say from that game, Avery? I mean, it was just
that was like one of the more enjoyable games I've been to, I think, this year.
Yeah, I got my joy back territory. And then we FaceTime Schneider after the game. That was awesome. I called him, and then he called me back because he was on the phone with his family. He's the best. I was like, what happened to the walk-up song we talked about? He's like, no, I got to stick with the Blades of Glory one. I was like, yeah, you got to start humping the air. But he's just like, what I like about Schneider is he texted I have a group chat with him and my buddy Dom. And he texted us and he's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, even he can't believe what he's doing. Like, he was like, he just texted us like, what the fuck is happening right now? It's insane.
But that's what's like, you put in the work over the years and like, good luck can come your way. Like, this doesn't happen.
It's awesome.
This doesn't happen to bad players.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact that
he's got a great approach to play. He tries to get up in counts. Right, like you said, like even his bad ABs, he's getting deep into counts. Like, he looks like he belongs in the majors.
It's awesome. It's gonna be great.
Guy. These September call-ups, I hope they put pressure on like Chapman and stuff like that. Like, and Schneider's gonna have to make the call of maybe Chapman doesn't play every day. I mean, if he can't fucking hit, and
when you need to hit, like
when we need to hit. I mean, how a third baseman at the end of the day, like his run save at the end of the year is what? Like a great third baseman maybe saves double-digit runs. Like that really at the end stretch here, just make the fucking plays and let's get some people back.
Yeah, just fucking hit. Like, honestly, I don't care. I would rather a guy that could rake at third base that's okay defensively, like I guess you could say like a Davis Schneider is kind of like that, over a guy that's just good defensively. Like, I don't fucking care. This team is already so good defensively where it doesn't need to be extra good like that when you sacrifice that for hitting. So yeah.
Or else we got to play like Cleveland, like at the end of the day. And like you see how they play. I mean, they Miles Straw bunted like 5 times this weekend or something like that.
Miles Straw's ass, bro.
He's so fucking terrible.
So angry. Cole Calhoun.
Oh my god.
Cole Calhoun's just the best hitter in baseball. He's hitting 288.
Yeah, no, I hate him.
I don't know how though. Like, why can't the Jays just get a guy on waivers that are just? I mean, they won't play him, so it's kind of hard to do that. I guess. But yeah, I mean, let's go into today's game, man. Kikuchi didn't have his best stuff, but still gave the team a chance to win. 6 innings.
Fuck
4
that
runs.
stupid ass idiot umpire.
Yeah, that umpire was really bad.
He was bad today.
What other jobs on the planet can you be as bad as MLB umpires and get away with it? Like, I guess weatherman. I guess like you could just be wrong all the time, like a weatherman.
Where are we at with robo-umps on this podcast?
I like the challenge system. I still want the element of an umpire there, where like a human element, but I do like the fact where even if it's like a crucial part of the game where you can do like where the hitter can tap his helmet and be like, I want that strike call challenge, and just bang, it just immediately right on the board, like they kind of do with VAR in soccer. I'm not out. I'm out on robot umps. I want normal umps where you could challenge the dog shit calls that they fucking make, where it's like, okay, this is a crucial part of the game here. Like the Felix Bautista one from a couple weeks ago that I was complaining about on Twitter. Yeah, I think that's the best way, or just eliminate the union aspect of it. Just fucking one guy up, one guy down. You start sending these dog shit umpires down to the A ball if they suck because there's no union. I think the unions are the worst thing to happen to MLB baseball. That's the worst thing.
So are you anti-union in general?
No, I don't know. I've never worked for a union in an actual company, so I can't speak on behalf of it, but I know it's hard to get fired if you work in a union. So I could be I could be for a union in that aspect. Maybe I could be wrong though.
Little stat from Ben Ennis came up on my feed right now.
Okay, let's hear it.
Starting from when the Mariners took 2 of 3 from the Jays in the middle of July, Seattle is 26-8. The Jays are 17-17.
26-8.
They've been killing it.
Oh my god! Imagine the Jays going on a run like that. I would be the happiest human ever.
I think Seattle at one point they were like 6 games out of it. Like
they were 7.5 out of the playoffs, out of the division. Now they're leading the division by a game.
Wow, that's just
and another fuck you stat from Codify here. Runs per game needed for the rest of the year to match last year's run per game for teams. Toronto needs to score 6.1 runs per game to match their output from last year. The rest of the season.
My god,
that's for sure.
All right. It's not fucking great. Let's go to today's game, man. One of the worst games I've watched in a long time in terms of us not getting the good result. So if the Jays would have won that game, I would have said, fuck, that game rocked. Like that was just a back and forth, a little matinee on Sunday. The Jays used 100 pitchers today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holy shit. Or 7 pitchers, sorry. It just, you take the lead. Vladdy, by the way, how awesome did it to see him pull a baseball like that again?
Yep.
Yeah,
but that couldn't have been more middle.
It was the worst pitch of all time.
87 by Noah Syndergaard, middle.
How many times have you seen that popped up to right field though this year? A lot.
That's a lot. That's a good point.
I mean, it happens in baseball, but seeing him do damage on that is fucking great.
It's awesome. But yeah, so the Jays get up 2-0 lead. Then they give 4 back immediately in the 3rd and 4th. Kikuchi obviously struggled a little bit, but the umpire was squeezing him a lot. A lot of these, that Jose Ramirez home run should have never happened, but you got to work around it at some point. You got to work around the managers. I mean, the human element of the umpires, but whatever, that's fine. And then George Springer gets us back on the board, man. I mean, George Springer's really heating up, dude. I think he's hitting over 300. I want to say in his last 30 games. He looks awesome, dude. He's really figured out. And you could tell when he's struggling, he a little bit injured. His middle name's Chelston, by the way. What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah, his middle name's Chelston. He's hitting 281 his last 15. Sorry, 226 his last 30. But there's been a little stretch in between that. He's really figured it out. But George Charleston Springer. Yeah, I can't get behind that. What the fuck's that? What's Charleston? We need to get the background story on that. But yeah, I mean, George Springer and David Schneider put the team on their back. This team grabs another lead again. And you know what they say? They say, fuck it. Let me get this shit back.
We lost to a guy who got DFA'd today.
Yeah,
that was mean. That was mean by the Guardians, Dave.
Yeah, but usually when you get DFA'd day of, you got fucking waxed. But nope.
He got shot. Maybe the Jays take a flyer on him. Fuck it. Bring him home.
Please no, man. Bring back Josh Tolley in RA.
Bring back Josh Tolley in RA.
So many missed opportunities today. So many mistakes, kind of. And then Bichette and Chapman getting hurt depleted the bench. Like, as soon as Danny Jansen hits a double in the top of the ninth, get him out of there. Like, Kirk is coming in that game to catch the next inning.
Yes.
And like Biggio is up next. Or sorry, obviously people aren't hurt. Like him or Espinal are base running in that point. Or if Kiermaier's not in the game, he's the one base running at that point. Where he had taken David Schneider out after hitting a double the inning before as well. So for me, it's because of the injuries, it didn't set up John Schneider to be able to make necessary good moves. And Jano getting thrown out twice at third in the last week, right? Hasn't been great. But I think it's if Kevin Biggio bunts that ball to third base,
which is what he should have did.
There's no one there. They're not running a wheel play. I didn't think they were.
No, they weren't.
No.
So he was going to beat them to third. You got to bunt the ball to third base there. Like, don't let the pitcher get that ball, bunt it to third base. And you bunt it to first base, and Cole Calhoun makes a play on you.
Yeah, that was the worst fucking bunt ever because he literally hit a grounder that went perfectly for a left side defense. Like, if he's going to bunt it to the right, at least put it down the line so he has to backstab it. But I mean, that could not have been more. Like, Calhoun was coming in like a fucking wild boar.
I would have loved to see it would never have happened, like a little fake bunt slash at Cole Calhoun.
But I'll say this
right at his head.
I'm not happy with the decision to bunt for Santiago Espinal, though. Like,
yeah, that was
at the end of the day, you're bunting to move a guy to third for the worst hitter on the fucking team. Like, what difference is that gonna like?
Yeah, you just hope he makes
why not at least even maybe just let Biggio swing away, a guy that's looked decent at the plate the last 2 weeks. Like, he's going to give you a better chance to score the runner from second than fucking Espinal.
100% guaranteed. Yeah.
But if he moves in the third, you just need a sack fly. And
That's
they're probably thinking at the end of the day, we're going to be because Bo was Espinal was hitting for Bo, right?
Yeah.
Who was hitting 2 today? Who would have been up with 2 outs then?
Belt.
Yeah, Belt would have been out, which
he's been struggling in runner scoring position.
You know, he walks in that situation.
Yeah, he probably walks.
Oh yeah,
there.
they probably put him on, and then I guess Vlad would have been up.
But let me just go back to this. The Jays made a guy lay down a bunt for a guy that is hitting 212 with runners in scoring position this year. That's who you had lay down a bunt for. You had him lay down a bunt to put that guy in that position. And I know, obviously, Kevin Biggio is not fucking Barry Bonds, for Christ's sakes, but he gives you a better chance, man, in my opinion. I mean, Kevin Biggio's hitting 204 runner scoring position, so it's shit versus crap, I guess, or ass versus it's terrible versus terrible. But I don't know, man. It's just I don't feel comfortable laying down a bunt for Espinal, dude. Like, if Bo Bichette was still in the game, obviously that makes a lot more sense. Not duh, but for Santiago Espinal, you might as well just let Biggio swing away, bro. Honestly, I don't know. It was a weird managed game all around. Like the pinch running for Davis Schneider when a game's going to potentially go to extra innings, that was really fucking dumb. A lot of things, but at the end of the day, you can't blame the manager, man.
The Espinal 3-0 swing too. What inning was that in?
That was the inning where he I think he struck out with the runner on third or the runner on second. Or with Biggio at first. Sorry, it was Biggio first. No, wait, that might have been extras. Might have been the ninth.
I think it was.
No, that was the ninth. Yes. So there's runner on first because Danny Jansen double, Biggio dog shit bunt, and then Espinal strikes out.
Or was it a double play?
Or double play. Sorry, you're right. Because I remember you saying that. It was a 3-0 count. This dumb idiot swings 3-0, grounds out to third with a 3-2 count, and then we're like, all right, that's it. That's where we draw. Like that's game right there. Yeah. But it was just that game. I mean, the bullpen was so fucking good, besides Jay Jackson, obviously, but Jimmy Garcia gives you a massive 0 in the top of the 10th. You have the top of the order hitting for you in extras, and you don't score runs. It was like, what are we doing? I don't know, man. It's just, it seems like this team just has no sense of urgency, and maybe they do. Maybe we just don't see it. Obviously, maybe it's just like they have different ways of showing it, just like love and affection for some people. But it just, I don't know, dude. It's just like, fuck. You have the top of the order up with a runner on second with no outs, and you don't score any runs. It's terrible. It's a terrible brand of baseball. I don't know how they do it. It's just creating new ways to lose, which you got to tip your cap for. They want to make us miserable. Maybe they're preparing us.
I'm starting to get nervous for this stretch that we have coming up here.
I mean, the Nationals are kind of good.
And the A's are scoring runs somehow.
It's going to be, I mean, you got to think like the guys are going to be pushing pretty hard in this series, which makes me nervous.
The Nats are playing great baseball.
They really are. I think that they honestly, if someone told me they have a better record than the Jays since May, I would kind of believe you. Josiah, I guess we can go into the series. Anyways, I guess to recap the series from this weekend, fucking terrible. Chance to step on a team's throat. You could have won, honestly. I mean, should have won the series. You could make an argument they should have won Friday's game as well. If they hit, your starting pitcher gives you 3 runs, 4 runs, kind of struggles a little bit. You had a chance to get back into it. You just don't do that. No urgency at the plate. They could say urgency this, urgency that. We got to keep doing things, all type of stuff. It's September, man. It's nut cutting time. This is when you're supposed to figure shit out, and they're just not doing it, man. It's like, I know they're gonna somehow pull me in this week when they're gonna sweep the Nationals or some shit, and then just all of a sudden pull us back in because they face the cat shit Oakland A's or the Rockies right after that. So at Coors, surely they score runs at Coors next week. Yeah, it's terrible series. Let's go into listener questions if we have any.
Best play to take someone on a date at the Rogers Center if they like baseball or don't.
I think it has to be Corona Lounge because you can kind of get a little bit of both.
Corona Lounge,
a little bit of both. You get the game. You get the game, and you get to kind of like just walk around in like a bar-like setting where you can kind of hear live music while watching the game. The only shitty thing about that is you have to get there early as fuck if you want to get on that railing.
Yeah, no, I think it's actually it's the bottom level, that bar. The one with you can't even hear the game.
Oh, the catch.
Yeah,
the catch. That music is so loud. And by the way, at some point today, you could hear on the TV the Corona rooftop music because the stadium was so quiet. You could hear it. Keegan tweeted about it.
Yep.
I did see that.
Which is crazy, which is absolutely fucking crazy.
That's absurd. I don't know how. I mean, someone might have been turning up the music a little bit in there.
No, I mean, when you go in there, it's so loud.
Before we finish, okay, what's your answer, Avery, for that?
Just get good seats.
I'm so mad we didn't talk about the start of the episode. The Arash Madani body bag.
Oh my God.
I forgot about that.
He must fucking hate.
I don't think he hates us. That tweet was the most like senseless tweet. Like that would have been the last Arash tweet I would have ever thought he would have answered. I didn't mention his name, which is a crazy thing. Like I didn't mention his name. No one tagged him in any of the
really?
comments. No. So I don't know how he saw it.
It might come up on his For You page because he's like a Jays thing.
Maybe Chris Block maybe sent it to him or something.
Maybe.
But him. So obviously a lot of our listeners like to make these Arash Madani fan pages as jokes. I thought it was that. So I'm like, whatever. I click it, whatever. And then I just see a shit ton of replies and like likes. So I quote tweet it. Oh my God. I was driving. And then I said, my hero just replied to me. And then he goes double cups with the body bag saying, I thought your hero was Reese McGuire. It's like,
that was crazy.
Maybe Arash is just the gate 14 guy, man. That fucking rocked. Having our guy Arash answer our tweets. I mean, answer my tweets. It was so funny. I mean, he body bagged the shit out of me. Have you got up to the 5-pound weights yet? So shout out to our guy Arash, man. That was awesome. And then Keegan body bagged me on Saturday.
What did he say?
You didn't see
Yeah, I
this?
saw that one. Yeah,
I
that was
tweeted,
funny.
my wife said the exact same thing about the Jays being like underwhelming. And then he was like, oh, your wife would know a thing or two about being underwhelmed. Something along those lines. And then Faisal, like
These guys are just loving.
then the Sportsnet guy, Faisal, who's on the panel, obviously, he said, damn it, Johnny, body bagged twice in 2 days. So it was awesome. That's what you know, man. They're starting to get the gate 14 itch. The mainstream media, as a Trumpy boy would say. Avery's king. But
relax. His mugshot rocked.
that mugshot is so fucking funny. A gate 14 mugshot would do numbers. I will say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
we need to go to jail for something. Like once this podcast blows up and it's our full-time thing and we make like a really good income off it, we are okay with getting arrested for something minimal.
As long as we don't can't be a DUI, obviously. That's irresponsible. Like trespassing charge somewhere.
Yeah, it's just where our mugshot. Just like it would be funny. Like we just my buddy Minnie would represent us in court. That's what he's a lawyer, and we just get that. That's what it would be. But
I was also thinking about what would happen if we got banned from the Rogers Center. Just like how bad that would be for everything.
That would actually help us. Then we'd have to just do streams every game, and that's like what people want because they get so mad at me in my DMs when we don't stream. But whatever, we move forward. What's the next one, Ave?
Best baseball movie of all time, and what's the most underrated?
Benchwarmers. That's my favorite. I can't get enough of it. My favorite is Benchwarmers. Overrated for me, and this might be a hot take, is Sandlot. Sure. Maybe because it has been played everywhere and I've seen it a million times that I think that, but Benchwarmers rocks. A League of Their Own, the women one, a woman playing baseball. That's an underrated movie, but for me, it's Benchwarmers and it's not even close. That's the greatest movie ever.
I love Hardball. I love Moneyball, even though they
got Hardball.
Yeah, Moneyball's good.
Moneyball is really good. They got a lot wrong, but it's like the analytics. I love in that one as well. And then there's a movie, I fucking forget the name, and I can't tell you guys.
Major League?
No, it's like a really obscure movie that I used to love. But some like random middle of nowhere US high school baseball team. That was good. But there's a couple other ones. Like I'm an Eastbound and Down TV show. It's my favorite TV show of all time, I think. And then I had another one. There's an Augie Garrido movie. He used to be the coach of Texas.
Yeah.
If you can find this Augie Garrido movie, it's old school baseball like you read about. It's like when he ran the Texas baseball teams. Watch that documentary as well.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What about you, Jer?
Bad News Bears is still my favorite.
Yeah, that's
my mom took me and my brother. So whatever year, I need to figure out what year Bad News Bears 2 came out. The sequel. The
sequel was great.
2005. I was 8 years old. And my younger brother was 6 years old. My mom took us to Bad News Bears 2, and I haven't seen my mom like that disgusted in what we just watched on TV than when we went to see Bad News Bears 2.
It's just so like you can actually relate to like the character, like the coach in the Under Armour gear and all that. Like it was so relatable, like just to playing minor ball. I just remember like just laughing my head off at that character. It was just the greatest.
The original Bad News Bears we used to watch in the car all the time. Man, when they used to have DVD systems.
Oh yeah, in the car. You get a road trip, you're just pouncing on getting a movie up there.
100%. So
how hard did you cry when G Baby died, Dave? That always gets me. Rest in peace, G Baby, by the way.
Rest in peace, G Baby. That movie's awesome. That is sad.
If you are a listener, all of our listeners, and by the way, hundreds and hundreds of them that ended up watching The Notebook with our request here on Gate 14. Time to bring it all the way back in on.
I think Hardball's on Netflix like right now.
Is it? Okay, watch it on Netflix. Watch Hardball. That's our Gate 14 homework for you guys.
Yes. Someone asked if the season's over. Technically, it's not over. No. Top 3 favorite beers.
Wow, 3 favorite
Ultra,
beers.
Modelo, Stella.
Miller Lite, PBR.
Sorry, instead of Stella, Miller Lite. Yeah.
Miller Lite, PBR, Natural Light. That's the Avery trifecta.
Wow. Man, that's tough. Ultras, Modelos. Fuck. I don't want to copy Johnny and go Miller.
Monster
but
Beast.
I'll go Coronas.
Okay, there you go. What moves do you guys make in the offseason if you're Ross Atkins? Force Manoa to lose weight, trade for anyone, sign anyone, etc.
It's too early to say. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have
it's
to. Yeah,
have to
I'm
see
not
how
sure.
it plays out, but
Yeah,
I could see
well-
them bringing in. I don't even know.
Yeah, the free agent class is pretty poor.
Mhm.
I'm for the new guy approach. Like let's get
let the kids play.
yeah.
Mhm.
How much are we going to blame Ross for not getting Teoscar back at the deadline?
I mean,
I'm not gonna blame-
Oscar's heating up, man. I
Oh,
will
I'm not
say
gonna.
that.
I'm not gonna blame him at all.
you can't blame them when Seattle's in a playoff spot right now.
Yeah,
and
he's
probably gonna win the division.
he's launching.
I have a feeling Seattle just said we're just
Yeah, they
we're
want to
not gonna
compete
do
still.
that. Yeah, they want to compete. That's probably what they decided.
Who's the best replacement for Chappie next year? Someone within our system or a free agent?
Or Elvis looks good, man.
I'm probably gonna say someone in our system replaces
Yeah,
them. Maybe
I would
not
say
the
someone there,
maybe not the
system.
best replacement.
Yeah, it
but
wouldn't be a good replacement, but yeah, it wouldn't be a better defensive replacement than him. But I guarantee he'll be a better hitter. That's for fucking sure.
Who's one player you'd like to give a Gate 14 bump to before the end of the season?
Wow.
I think it has to be Matty Chopsticks.
I'm there too.
But it's does he deserve the Gate 14 bump?
Yes, he
that's
seems
the
like
big
a
thing.
great
Yeah?
teammate.
Okay.
Yes, he seems like a great teammate. Everyone always pumps his tires. I think Matty Chapman, reach out to our camp.
Yeah.
We are willing to give you the Gate 14 bump. Out of the kindness of our heart, we will give it to you.
He's got to come forward and he's got to want it.
Yeah.
I have a funny story, by the way, from Dog and Bear on Friday. So I'm at the bar and this guy comes up to me and he's like, holy fuck, Johnny. He's like, what's up, bro? What's up? So anyways, we start shooting the shit. He's like, let me buy you a drink. He's like, massive fan of you and Gate 14, whatever. I'm like, we're just shooting the shit. I was like, what do you do for work? He's like, oh, I'm a medical doctor. I was like, what the fuck? We got fucking doctors listening to this shit. I was like, dude, this is not good. Like, your brain's gonna get fucked up listening to this thing. You're a doctor. And anyways, great fucking guy.
Can you tell the Jonah story?
Okay, sorry, Jonah, if you're listening, I apologize. By the way, the guy's name is Beat by Rob.
The doctor?
Yeah. Beats by
We
Rob.
should have an official doctor of the podcast.
We should have a podcast
when there's
doctor.
an injury.
Yeah.
And then he comes on for like literally 3 minutes just to explain to us, like we're 5, what actually happened.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be so
that'd
funny.
be awesome, actually. That'd
Yeah.
be fucking hilarious. Gate 14 doctor. If you're a doctor listening to this, please reach out as well. We can maybe have we should interview doctors. We should flip the we should do job interviews
Our
with doctors.
off-season content is going to be something you could never imagine.
We're looking for a Gate 14 doctor job search month by month. We're looking for a new thing.
We're
and we
gonna
have to-
interview like the guy who like gives out the hot dogs at the game and just see like his craziest stories.
Yeah,
What
just
has
like
happened,
we'll
you know?
we'll have to figure out some stuff like that. But I'll tell the Jonah story. And Jonah, if you're listening to this, I apologize. So Friday, it was my buddy Minnie's birthday, and Jonah and Alto were at this bar called Lobby, I want to say. They were playing Toronto bangers. They were playing
we've been there. Avery
they
and I
were
have been
playing
there.
they were playing Pressa, they were playing everything.
Yeah,
And I was just
I
was
let you
just
jump
going
on the
crazy.
tables there too.
Yes. So
Really?
we were in the booth, and
Mhm.
the night was wrapping up, right? So
Mhm.
me, like I was with Jimmy, our boy, shout out Jimmy Abels and all those guys at Dog and Bear, and Jonah and Alto keep going back and forth because it's like 2 doors down. Like they're just doing line changes every hour, going back and forth to the bars. So, anyways, we weasel our way into Lobby. Jonah at like 2:30 a.m. It's late as fuck, 3 a.m. And Jonah's drinking from this glass, and our Italian buddy, which is what was Italian last name ever, Gianluca Zambri.
Holy shit.
It's just very Italian. He's from Richmond Hill. He I guess pours a shot in Jonah's drink, and Jonah has no idea about it. He wasn't really paying attention. So I'm looking to my left, and Jonah takes a drink, looks at me, and just projectile vomits into his cup, and like just into his cup, and like throw up everywhere all over his cup. But that's not even the craziest thing from this thing. So he does it again. And then he looks over to me, looks over to the right, left, and then pours it under the table. So it's not in the glass on the table. And this was one of the most psychopathic moves I have ever seen. I was fucked up at this time. Don't get me wrong. I was mangled. But looking at this, I was like, what the fuck, Jonah, dude? I couldn't believe it. And he just shook it off like it was nothing. And then I was like, all right, that's our cue to get the fuck out of here. I ended up going to a different house, if you know what I'm saying, after that night, and left Jonah by himself on the streets of Toronto. Apologize for that, Jonah. But when business calls, business calls. But yeah, that was just like a diabolical move from our good buddy Jonah. Was
there's
crazy.
not much you could do there, though. I mean, like, what's he supposed to do? Leave it on the table? Just a cup full of puke, right?
Yeah, it's a good point. I guess dumping it under the table is fucking great. I actually another story from that bar night that's so fucking funny. I was, like I said, I was blackout. So they start playing these Toronto bangers, and we're beside these three girls, and I'm going bananas. Like, I'm singing the songs, dancing with the buddies. And so I spill my drink on this girl by accident. Okay. I spill my drink on this girl by accident. She looks at me. She's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, someone like bumped into me. She's like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Not even a minute later, they play another song, and I spill my drink on her again. And she's like, what was the excuse for that one? I was like, oh, fuck me. And then she just left. I just never saw her again. And she was like, we were vibing at the start, and then I just started, like, we were singing along the songs together, like going face to face, and then I just started spilling drinks all over her, and she left. So that was a funny story from that night as well, besides the Jonah throw up, obviously.
No, that funny story. That story is very funny.
That's a great story.
Does the front office and management have to go if they miss the playoffs? I'd say no, because I think they built a good team this year.
Yeah, you can't fire. I mean, James Click. James Click maybe would be better, obviously.
But you might end up with the White Sox.
That would fucking suck.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, but maybe coaching changes, I think, more than front office.
Yes,
changes.
Yeah.
Top 5 best moments of the season. That will not be answered today, because if the Gate 14 awards will have those answers at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for the Gate 14 awards. We got to get a bar to fucking sponsor it or something like that.
I think it would be funny if we do like another year of just the video. Like, the video was awesome last year.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of us doing something
if it
like
was
that.
at a bar and you had to like cameras set up, it would be funny.
It would be funny. And another thing that what I would do is, and this is just me being like a psycho person, I'd make everyone leave their phones at the front. Like it just their phones have to just check in with you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be the most exclusive award show in Canada.
Yeah.
No phones allowed.
No phones.
You drop your phones at the front. No recording. Just everyone that's there gets to see the premiere, the first recording of the award show. That would be funny as fuck.
I like that. I like that a lot. After Johnny's geography blunder in the Cincy vlog, could we potentially see Johnny do a live geography test on the podcast sometime?
I would love to do that.
I don't even remember the blunder because you make them so often.
What did you do? I didn't even see
what did I say? I forgot what I said. I say so much stupid shit.
Oh, is he talking about the goodbye North America?
Yes, that was a joke that I always say.
Yes, you did that on purpose. What Jays players do you think you can run faster than? I'm in the running with Kirk, and that's the only
I think I could run faster than Brandon Belt, Alejandro Kirk, all the pitchers, maybe majority of the pitchers.
Maybe not Kikuchi. I think Kikuchi's fast.
Oh my god, that deadlift story so funny today, man.
Him texting the guy now. Like, what is he just texting him in Korean? Like, how is that gonna work?
That
why did you say Korean?
Yeah,
Japanese. Sorry. I have Ryu on the mind.
It's just like that was. I don't even want to think about that interaction because it's just so all time.
Yeah,
Gucci just randomly running up to him.
Well, because it would be an awesome interaction because he can speak well enough English that they're having the conversation. Like,
yeah,
he probably the deadlifter probably thought he was almost like Kikuchi was fucking with them a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to hit 600.
Yeah. This guy was like, what the fuck?
I didn't know that guy was from Barrie though. That's cool. All right, one has to go forever. Paris, Texas, tin roof, Corona rooftop.
Corona rooftop, pack your shit. I don't care for it. I don't care for it. Listen, that's like it was a bit I was doing for the show. I mean, hand up, like it kind of sucks. Like it's so fucking loud. They're
you can't even
playing.
get a spot there.
They're
for fuck's
playing
sakes.
music at a volume that is just so unnecessarily loud. Where it's like, what are we doing? And I get what they're trying to do, bring more people in there. It's just like I need ball knowers around me, and there's just none there. There's just none there. Unfortunately,
Paris, Texas. I've never been out there, but
you were there though.
Or I guess we did go out with the Padres guys.
Yeah,
the one time. Tin Roof is my favorite place in the world, I think.
Yeah, that's yeah. Bury me there.
Okay, would you rather have 2022 Manoah this entire season, or Bo or Springer catch the pop fly in the wild card game?
Bo and Springer catch the fall fly. I just wanted and I'll say this, looking back on that, JR, I wanted that game 3 so bad. Because we were going to stay down there. We're going to have mimosas. Avery was going to make his way down there. We were going to have a great night. That would have been so fucking awesome, dude.
I think about that too. It's like we had a bar lined up. We were ready to go. And then we were going to do all you could drink mimosas before the game. And Monday was a holiday, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God.
And we were going to go out again after, like, it was
just the biggest kick in the fucking dick ever. That's still hard.
It was perfect. I mean, now the wild card series doesn't even land on a fucking weekend. It lands like dead during
and it's not going to be in Toronto, pretty much guaranteed now. So
yeah, they need to win every single game the rest of the year.
Yep.
All right. Actually, there's one left. Out of all your someone asked who we could add to this team. That's a classic one that we get. Just anyone who can fucking hit the ball.
Anyone that could actually make contact, maybe?
Out of all the guests on Officially Unofficial, which one of them would you want in the Blue Jays right now?
That's a good question.
I want to say Bryson Stott. Mainly because
there's more impact players than...
You think? Like who?
Stott would be...
like Spencer
Stott
Strider.
Would be good.
God, yeah. I guess Spencer Strider would be a good one. There's a lot, man. I mean, obviously, humble brag. I don't really remember a lot of the guests that I've had on because it's so long ago now. I keep getting asked about that. I'm not doing that podcast anymore. Let me look at it. I mean, there's tons.
Did you almost have Julio on that podcast?
Rodriguez? Yeah, I was close to.
I was gonna say, because you've had a couple Seattle guys on that pod.
Yeah, I think you're right, Avery. It would probably be between a Bryson Stott, a guy that hits over 300, plays really good defensively at second base, which is like kind of a position the Jays need a guy to hit at. Anthony Bass. I'm kidding. Yeah, no, you're right. It'd probably be Spencer Strider because he's fucking insane, absolutely insane. Yeah,
I mean that would be lethal.
And that's it from the listener.
Actually, maybe Pete Crow Armstrong. This is a guy that's going to be coming up here as a really big prospect outfielder. The Jays are going to be losing Kiermaier. I don't know.
I think Spencer Strider takes the cake on that.
Yeah,
one.
Spencer Strider probably for sure. But
thanks for all the listener questions today. There's a lot of them.
That was a good one. Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. So let's go into the series. So Josiah Gray versus Kevin Gossman tomorrow. Mackenzie Gore versus Barrios on Tuesday. Patrick soft throwing lefty, soft serve Wednesday against Chris Bassett.
Holy fuck!
This has to be a fucking sweep, bro.
We gotta sweep
this has to be a fucking sweep, dude. I know it's not gonna happen, but
that second game might be a little iffy. But I mean,
Mackenzie Gore, I think Josiah Gray is actually really
lefty,
good,
though, right?
But Mackenzie Gore's lefty, but Josiah Gray is really good. I think he's a 3.85 ERA against Gossman, but that's a mismatch because Gossman's better.
Gives you.
It has to be a sweep, man. It fucking has to be a sweep. And the Jays have to go 10-2 now to meet my requirements for to go 11-4 over the next 15 dog shit teams. So
I went away from what I do every series, and the Jays have lost the last 2 series. Jays get swept by the Washington Nationals.
That's fine. Jays get swept. I like that.
Dave.
I like that.
Consistent.
What are you saying, JR?
I'm saying you sweep them.
And you know what I will say?
I like those matchups.
I do like the fact that Wednesday's game's at 3. We can record an early podcast and give the people the early podcast. That's when it gets the most downloads. The Thursday one.
Wow, they play at 3.
Yeah, 3:00 in Toronto. Because it's travel day, I guess, and they have an off day Thursday. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I'm excited to watch the Jays play a different team at the Rogers Center. I don't know what game I'll be going to. I don't know if I will end up going to a game, maybe. But yeah, no, it should be a fun series. The Nationals literally traded away all their good players I mean, Candelaro's not there anymore. Candelario, I don't know how to say it. But sweep. Just fucking sweep, please. When was the last time the Jays got a sweep? When was this? Can someone tell me?
When we had sweep volume 6, whatever that episode was. We'll see how many days ago that was.
Was that
Yeah.
Boston? No, did Boston we sweep?
Forget who it was. Might have been Boston, Jer. You might be right
I thought
about
it was
that.
Boston when Davis Snyder kind of broke out. I thought we swept that
Avery.
series, but I could be wrong.
Avery. So Davis Schneider just texted me, my friend Phil Clark is mad at you for the tweet at the trade deadline about him. Was that the random player you tweeted about? The catcher at Double-A?
No.
What was the tweet?
What did I tweet?
I don't know.
I just texted Schneider.
Phil Clark's isn't that the Vanderbilt catcher?
I don't fucking know. Whatever. That's another story. We'll tell them on the next podcast. I don't know what Schneider's talking about here, but whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Jays got a sweep. We'll be streaming Monday, Tuesday, obviously not Wednesday because I don't care enough to stream at 3:00. And I don't I'd probably be working at that time. No, I won't be. Let's be real here. Okay, Schneider said I made a mock trade that added him into it that hurt his feelings.
Oh.
I know what he's talking about now. It was that mock trade where I did like 10 Blue Jays players for just one guy. Yeah. That was funny. Anyway, so have a good week, everyone. And listen, I keep saying, do not let this affect you, okay? Do not let this affect you. Just move forward, enjoy your life. Football's coming up. College football's already here. The Premier League's already on. This is the best. All right, enjoy it. Let it go, and let's have ourselves a week.
Thank you.